Good evening. I'd like to welcome everyone to the Mayor and Council meeting of the City of Dalton of Monday, June 2nd, 2025. A quorum is present. We're going to change the order slightly in the agenda as we have a special item this evening. So I will ask that Mr. Lama lead us in the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which stands under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Council members, you have before you an agenda. At this time, I will entertain a motion.
So moved. Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, we're going to adjust the order slightly. We're going to pick up item number 3, Resolution 25-06 to honor the life and contributions of Raymond A. Elrod Sr. to the City of Dalton. So I will, to the Elrod family, it'd be my pleasure to read this resolution. A resolution to honor the life and contributions of Raymond A. Elrod Sr. to the City of Dalton. Whereas Raymond A. Elrod Sr., Mayor Elrod, was a native of Northwest Georgia, born on July 31st, 1937. Whereas Mayor Elrod graduated from the University of Georgia in 1959 and took graduate courses at the Grady College of Journalism prior to accepting an advertising job which brought him to Dalton. Whereas Mayor Elrod then entered the textile industry, where he had a very successful career as an entrepreneur and business owner who always supported the floor covering industry. Whereas Mayor Elrod then dedicated many years of his life to this community by serving for 12 years as a member of the Dalton City Council. Whereas Mayor Elrod then served the City of Dalton as its mayor for 8 years, from 2000 to 2008. Whereas Mayor Elrod fostered an environment that supported businesses and promoted jobs in the City of Dalton. Whereas Mayor Elrod led the city with integrity, and he tirelessly advocated for policies which improved the lives of residents of Dalton. Whereas residents of the City of Dalton and the greater community continue to benefit from the many contributions Mayor Elrod, including but not limited to the original streetscape plan, the new City Hall, and the expansion of services of Dalton Utilities, among many other achievements. Whereas Mayor Elrod's service and leadership were invaluable to the city and its residents. Whereas Mayor Elrod was also a devoted husband, father, grandfather, who served as an example to all. And whereas the mayor and council of the City of Dalton have determined that Mayor Elrod and the legacy that he has left the community are worthy of high honor and recognition. Now therefore be it resolved that the mayor and council of the City of Dalton hereby recognize the great contributions of Mayor Elrod of the City of Dalton. Be it further resolved that the mayor and council of the City of Dalton hereby designate the City Hall Council Chambers as the Raymond A. Elrod Sr. Council Chambers. Such resolutions take effect immediately upon their adoption. Council members, I will entertain a motion.
So moved.
I have many motions, and I'll ask for a second. Any discussion? Any comments by any council members? Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. To the Elrod family, at this time, we'll go back outside and unveil the letters, and we'll take a short recess. Okay? So if you will join us out there, please.
Did you see Todd, Brandon?
She said the last thing we did, so like.
Yeah. Was that all down, like to get together in front of those? Yeah, get a picture of it. I think over here. We treated. I already know.
Okay.
He was always. It's one fire chief. Oh, wow.
That's right.
So we'll get one, Andrew, when Kim gets back. Councilmember Farrow was just sharing that Mayor Elrod was also Recreation Commission member, Public
Public Safety Commission.
and Public Safety Commission. So a lot of years of a lot of good service. So such a value add to our community. Right, council members, we've approved the agenda. Next item will be public commentary. Ms. Countryman, if you would, please, ma'am, come forward and you can share with us what your comments are. Yes, ma'am, if you'll come to the microphone, just so it's recorded for our minutes, please, ma'am. And if you'll just state your name.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, most people know me as Ginger Countryman. It's legally Virginia
Okay.
Lee Countryman. And the reason I'm here is to invite you all here to come by my condominium at 1700 Pin Oak Drive, Unit 140, because I have a real disagreement with the association. Since I started following the money, I'm on the outs with them. And I go to the meetings and I get insulted. And they tell me how bad my place looks. They've had complaints. So I want inviting everybody to come by and vote on how my place looks, what I keep and what they keep. Also, you have to come back because the gentleman down here, Mr. Painter, he's been there to my place before and had the state there, even the state saying, yeah, that's a problem there. Well, come back. It's even worse today because what I was told they were responsible for has now come over the fence and is covering my yard. I'll be 84 years old in July, and I'm not going to cut it out anymore. I think if that's their responsibility, they need to uphold it. But I'm really afraid of them with the letter that was sent to me. I'm afraid of them, what they might do. So I invite you all by to look at my place, 1700 Pin Oak Drive, Unit 140. I'm right on the end. You can't miss me. Okay, thank you for your time.
Countryman. Yes, ma'am. I believe that is the only open comment we have, public comment that we have this evening. Next, we have staff reports. Steve?
Mayor and council, while Steve's walking up, you can see on the screen here, he's going to give you an update on the pool. But I would be remiss to address this opportunity. As we all know, the pool at John Davis Recreation Center has had to be closed the last 2 years due to the ongoing renovations. And there was a desire to get the pool back open to the public, to the Parks and Rec Department for swim lessons. as well as some competition swimming. And so we worked diligently as a city team to make that happen. And as I shared with many of you Friday, when the work was finally complete, I couldn't be prouder of our team. Basically, every city department had a hand in getting this ready and getting us to this milestone. Parks and Rec had many, many late nights and weekend work to get the pool ready. As I've shared with you before, Public Works had to install some conduit for the power feed and communications feed to serve the equipment in the pool building. The fire department was out there several times assisting Parks and Rec to clean the pool. Police department was there getting folks out that didn't need to be inside the pool before we had opened, and they continued to do a great job with that, including this weekend. We had some folks break in. Dalton Utilities, their electric and OptiLink teams did a great job because many of the things that had to be done were in compliance with the state permit. For example, we had to have a dedicated 911 phone call line. Dalton Utilities and the IT department spent many days out there working to get that ready. And so, and obviously our contractor, Felker Contracting, and it all kind of culminated Friday when the state inspector came out to do the inspection, and the team received a perfect score for their work. And that says a lot given the fact that the pool is surrounded by active construction work. So a lot of work had to go into making it safe, creating lines of delineation between the pool area and the construction area. So with that, I just want to commend our team, and I'll pass it off to our Parks and Rec director to give a.
Well, you just stole a
Okay.
lot of my
Sorry.
thunder. I mean, I had 2 pages here of all that. So, but no, I did want to give everybody an update. We did, like you said, open today. Our swim team was in it at 7 o'clock this morning. And we had swim lessons this morning into the afternoon, and it was open to the public at 2. We did have a packed house. I was over there right around 3 o'clock, and we had probably close to 100 in the pool. So, and then we had 90 kids today for our swim lessons, which is maxed out. And we already have another 90 kids signed up for our next session. So it's going to be put to good use this summer, and we're excited about it. But I would like to make sure that I think personally, because I can tell you this time last week, I think we all were a little worried on whether it was going to get open. But first and foremost for me would be Clay Ridley. He is our pool expert, and he really spent a lot of time with different entities getting it up and running. So I can't thank him enough. I know with him, BJ Jackson was his right-hand man, and BJ probably put in as many hours as Clay did, and did a little bit more of the cleaning and getting everything straightened up and running, but helped along with the pipes and everything. So Michael Hendricks, our superintendent of parks, is also a large contributor. He got everything from our signs to our lifeguard equipment ready for today. So, and of course, our whole parks team at that park, Russ Teasley, Michael Richardson, Alex Espita, Pablo Anaya, and Jonathan Perry. These guys really did a lot of cleaning. I mean, it was a daily task. I mean, we would get something clean and there would be mud back over everything. So it was a daily task of just trying to keep it clean and getting it ready to go. Also want to thank Public Works. Every time we called Chad and his guys, they were up for whatever we needed. I can't thank him and his staff enough. That's one of the great things about our city. We work together to get things done, and it's really nice. Again, Nathan Felker, his team, they shifted a lot of schedules and went out of their way to get the pool up and running. I can't express our gratitude for his team being so flexible. Again, Dalton Utilities played a large role in it. And then Matt Daniels in the fire department, I don't know if we could have gotten it cleaned the first few times without them. So again, can't thank our departments enough. But lastly, I would like to thank Andrew for all the time he put in. I think most senior managers would not have been on site as much as Andrew has been. And other than Clay, I think he has been on that site probably more than anybody. He's truly set the bar high for everybody with his presence, showed the importance of the pool being open, and I think it really drove our guys. So I want to say thank you. And then, but it really was a team effort. I'm so impressed by the willingness and effort of everyone to get it open. And I hope I haven't left anybody out, but if I did, thank you. So I also wanted to touch on the 4th of July. So we're a little bit, a couple of days away from being out a month. But I kind of did want to give an update because since the last time we talked about it, we are looking to have that at the fairgrounds this year. Hopefully moving forward, that'll be the only place that we'll be able to shoot it because of the distance that we need, the radius around it. The good thing about that though, they'll be seen very well from the main rec at the James Brown Center or Park. And also, we'll have some festivities going on this year at the fairgrounds, and we'll see. This year, we're just not as far along with the construction zone, and I don't think it would be as safe as I want it to be to have everything there. But as we move forward, we'll make that decision whether we keep the festivities. We'll kind of see how it goes. But that is a large area. We'll be able to house a lot of people. And the good thing is, if your desire is to be at the main rec center, then you'll be able to see it from the hill, and you'll be able to see it from anywhere in that park very well. So we are we'll start loading in our vendors and everything about 12 o'clock, and we'll look for gates to be open around 3. We'll start the Little Miss Rec sometime around 4 o'clock, and then we'll have some different things going on that day, and we're going to be putting out a schedule by the end of the week, kind of giving a really good update of times and where to be and how to be. But our fireworks is be somewhere around 9:45. I mean, right around that dark. Sometimes we have to prod them a little bit, as we, I think, did a couple of years ago when they just like for it to be real dark so they get to be seen. But we'll keep pressing them for around that 9:45 time slot. So we do have, at 8 o'clock, we'll have Shelby Lynn Mosteller, and I don't know if anybody knows who she is, but she's a local singer, very, very good. I would encourage you to look her up on the internet, I mean, YouTube or whatever. She is really great, but she's going to be our main attraction for the stage. We're still trying to locate one more. So we're going to try to have some different things and really have a good time. So has anybody got any questions? Again, thank you.
Thank you. I know we're all excited about the pool, so thanks. Just to echo Steve and Andrew's comments, it was definitely a team effort. All right, next, Jason, you have, I'm going to come down. Do you want to say a few things and then we'll do this? Okay.
I'll just say something real quick while you
Okay.
walk down if you want to.
Perfect.
Mayor and council, I appreciate the opportunity to highlight the clerks from the Municipal Court of Dalton tonight. I just want to say last month was my 2-year anniversary with the city, and it has been a pleasure to work with them, to get to know them. And I just want to say that we couldn't ask for a better organization and group of clerks. They work hard, they're diligent, they take pride in everything that they do. And so I wanted to quote one of my favorite poets, Robert Burns. He once said, what gift God would give us if we could see ourselves as others see us. And every day I get to see these ladies come in early, work hard, and I mean, they're ready to go. And so I just appreciate them so much, which it's an honor tonight to stand before you, and the mayor's going to read a proclamation from Governor Brian Kemp.
Staff.
Sure. Love for them to come up.
Thank you guys for coming tonight. Okay. Whereas municipal courts play a significant role in providing access to justice, preserving public safety, and promoting quality of life in Georgia. And whereas more people encounter municipal court clerks than all other court personnel in Georgia, and the public impression of the entire Georgia judicial system is largely dependent upon the public's experience with municipal courts. And whereas municipal court clerks have pledged to be ever mindful of their neutrality and impartiality, rendering equal service to all and conforming to the standards set by the uniform rules for municipal courts of the state of Georgia. And whereas it is most appropriate that we recognize the municipal court clerks representing nearly 400 Georgia municipal courts and the critical role they play. And whereas the state of Georgia recognizes the positive impact municipal court clerks have had on its citizens and quality of life now. Guys, thank you all very much for everything you do for our city. And we'll give this to you guys so that Bruce can get a photo, okay? Y'all want to scoot down and get in the middle and we'll get a good photo of y'all, okay? Thank y'all for what you do. Okay. Council members, you have before you minutes of the mayor and council meeting of May 19th, 2025. I will entertain a motion.
So. Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, under new business, item number 4, resolution 25-05, adopting application of Accelcom Georgia LLC to construct and maintain certain telecommunication lines and facilities.
Thank you, Madam Mayor and Council. This request is from Accelcom Georgia LLC, which is a telecommunications provider authorized to do business in the state of Georgia and certified and regulated by the Georgia Public Service Commission. Back in mid-May, Accelcom made an application to place their infrastructure, their telecommunications infrastructure in the city of Dalton right-of-way pursuant to the state law provision that governs these telecommunications companies operating within municipal and county limits. Under state law, cities are fairly preempted by these companies being able to do this as long as they're registered with the Public Service Commission and they make an application that is consistent with the requirements of state law. Typically, cities automatically have to allow them to operate in the right-of-way. They are proposing to offer fiber optic network data services within the city limits of Dalton. And I understand they've already met with Dalton Utilities to explain what they're going to be doing here. Under the state law provision, they are required to provide due compensation to the city, 3% of their actual recurring local service revenues, which is consistent with some of the other franchise fees that the city has with other providers. And they will have to submit their plans of work to the Public Works Department before they do any right-of-way work, and Public Works will coordinate with them. So Resolution 2505 before you this evening, if passed, adopts their application as submitted, requires payment of due compensation, and requires Accelcom to comply with all laws and regulation in the placement of any lines and facilities in the city's right-of-way. And I would ask the city attorney if I've missed any key points.
I think you covered it.
Okay.
Is there any objection or concerns from Dalton Utilities?
None that I'm aware of. They would be a competitor to Dalton Utilities, but as I said earlier, we're sort of preempted by the state law. And as long as they make application to the city that's consistent with the state law provisions, my understanding is that the city really doesn't have a choice.
Okay.
Is that true?
That's correct. In my younger years, I was
Hit your mic, please, sir.
in a lot of litigation over this issue with other cities, and I think you're exactly right. We pretty much preempted from
Okay.
do anything, yeah.
Are there any other questions or comments? If not, I will entertain a motion.
Motion to approve. Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Okay. Item number 5, Resolution 25-08 to accept right-of-way deed for Township Drive. Chad?
Good evening, Mayor and Council. This request is to approve Resolution 25-08 to accept the public right-of-way of Township Drive. It's a newly constructed road, connects to Pleasant Grove Drive and serves as the entrance to the newly constructed Hammond Creek Apartments. And with that, I'll take any questions.
Any questions, comments of Chad? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
A motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Item number 6, Franklin Street and Valley Drive Stormwater Bypass Project Contract Change Order number 1.
This is to approve a deductive change order in the amount of $21,855.62. The cost savings associated with the project are a result of value engineering performed by our project manager, Jackson Shepherd, in conjunction with the contractor, Wright Brothers Incorporated. And this comes with a positive recommendation from the Public Works Committee.
All right, any questions or comments of Chad? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve. Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? If not, all in favor? Any opposed? Okay. Item number 7, Pence and Kyler Street Corridor Improvements Project Contract Change Order number 1.
The contract change order is to extend the contract substantial completion date to July 31st. The change order would add a total of 61 days to the contract. The request for the contract extension is primarily due to unforeseen field conditions, issues related to existing utilities, material procurement lead times, as well as the amount of rain that we've experienced over the last 2 months. This as well has been reviewed and approved by the Public Works Committee.
Any questions or comments of Chad? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
So moved. Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, item number 8, Arcadis Task Order number 014, Hague-Mill Lake Trail.
This request is to approve the task order with Arcadis to produce a set of erosion control plans necessary to move forward with the paving of the Hague-Mill Lake Trail, which is an approved 2025 capital improvement projects, our capital improvement project for the Parks and Recreation Department. The total cost for the task order is $40,500.
Questions or comments of Chad? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Item number 9, Spencer Street and Hagan Street intersection traffic control change request.
The traffic control change is to convert the existing two-way stop located at Spencer Street and Hagan Street into an all-way stop. Public Works performed an evaluation following a safety complaint relative to the intersection. The study of the intersection yielded sight distance concerns, which satisfies the AASHTO warrant criteria for an all-way stop at the intersection. And this has been approved by the Public Works Committee as well.
All right, any questions or comments of Chad? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve. Second.
Any discussion? Motion and a second. Any discussion? Not all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Item number 10, change order number 1 with TCA contractors on electrical rehab project at the airport. Andrew?
Thank you, Madam Mayor and Council. The next 4 items on the agenda will be for the airport, and just to let you know, all 4 of these items are included under the umbrella of the GDOT grant contract number 49, which was approved at the last Mayor and Council meeting. This first one, change order 1 on electrical rehab at the airport, is a change order that we had anticipated. It was due to an error in the planning documents that they placed a 2-light PAPI in there, and our existing is a 4-light. This change order is $50,000, which was already included in the funding for this project. That's with TCA Contractors, Inc.
All right, any questions or comments? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve. Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, item number 11, Kimley Horn IPO number 6 for construction phase services on electrical rehab project at airport.
Okay, this will be for the construction admin and inspection services during work on the electrical rehab contract. That construction contract was approved at the last meeting as well with TCA Contractors, Inc. And the cost is covered by GDOT Grant 49.
All right, any questions or comments? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Number 12, Kimley Horn IPO number 7 for construction phase services on taxiway rehab project at airport.
Another individual project order with Kimley Horn for construction admin and inspection services. This will be during the taxiway rehabilitation contract, with CW Matthews, which we'll look at next. This is also covered by the same funding contract.
All right. I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
Motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, item number 13, contract for taxiway rehabilitation construction with CW Matthews Contracting Company.
For this final item, this is a construction contract with CW Matthews Contracting Company, Inc. For $1,737,574.63. This was the low bid on this project, and it will be funded by grant contract number 49. This construction contract will include the full overlay of the taxiway and taxiway connectors, moving of one of our taxiway connectors, and also addition of taxiway fillets to accommodate larger aircraft on our taxiways.
All right, any questions or comments? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
A motion, to have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Not, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Eli, number 14, review of 2 alcohol beverage applications. We have this on the screen. Okay.
Good evening, Madam Mayor and Council. Today I'm going to be presenting 2 alcohol applications for your consideration. The first is for the Bargain Barn Inc., DBA United Grocery Outlet number 9. The applicant is Salma Kuna. The business address is 918 Glenwood Avenue. It's going to be for packaged beer and packaged wine as a retail store. And we have approvals from the fire department, code enforcement, and the city attorney's office. And it was also approved by the Public Safety Commission.
All right, do we have any questions or comments? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve. Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? If not, all in favor? Any opposed?
And the second business is for Deja Vu Club LLC. The DBA is Deja Vu. The applicant is Maria Vargas Esquivel. The business address is 224 North Hamilton Street. It's for pouring beer and pouring liquor as a bar. We have approvals from the fire department, code enforcement, and the city attorney's office. And it was also approved by the Public Safety Commission.
Any questions or comments? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Item number 15, Civic Plus codification contract.
Thank you, Madam Mayor and Council. This is a fairly straightforward request. As many of you know, we use Civic Plus and Municode to host the city's code of ordinances. Most cities in Georgia use this same provider. One of the issues we've been dealing with is they, under their contract, do quarterly supplements, and it takes quite a bit of time. For example, the new alcohol code that was adopted by the council in November of 2024 still has not been published to our Municode Code of Ordinance website. And so city clerk reached out to Municode and Civic Plus to determine what it would take to get more up-to-date updates or quicker updates in real time. And they do offer a premium service that includes a system called OrdBank, which will take any codes that are adopted by council and publish those live in between the time it takes to do a formal supplement to the code. And the difference in cost, we're paying $992.25 per year for this service, and to get the premium service with live updates through OrdBank, among several other services that they'll provide, is $1,375 per year. But this would help city staff know, and especially our code enforcement, police department, folks that are in the field needing to be able to reference this MuniCode in real time to understand exactly what the laws as passed are locally, to give them reliable data. And so we recommend proceeding.
All right, any questions or comments? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
So move.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Item 16. Ethan, I believe we have these are first readings, so we will not take any action tonight. First reading ordinance 25-13, the request of Alex Vital and John Davis, Battle Ridge Land Company, to rezone from transitional commercial C4 to general commercial C2, attractive land totaling 1.4 acres located at 323 North Hamilton Street, Dalton, Georgia, parcel 12-219-40-017.
Thank you, Madam Mayor and Council. We have this request before us for the purpose of utilizing the subject property for an event center, as well as a child care facility as well. So in order for them to be able to accomplish that, they would need the C2 zoning rather than the C4 zoning. At this location, it is adjacent to C2. We can see where those two districts converge. And this would permit them to have both of those uses. And based on an analysis of the property, we believe there's an adequate parking, a significant amount of off-street parking provided for on this property that would make this property conducive to each of those uses without any concern for having an impact on the public on-street parking in this area, although there is additional public on-street parking as well that would serve this property. So based on all of that, we had no opposition from the public. The Planning Commission did give a recommendation to approve as requested, as well as staff. I'll be happy to answer any questions.
All right, any questions or comments of Ethan?
When you say childcare, do you mean like daycare?
No, I believe it's from my understanding, more of like a play area or something like that. I think it's more of geared toward that more so than it seemed to be daycare. I think it's more like a rent and play type facility.
Oh, okay.
All right, this will be voted on at our next meeting. Item number 17, first reading ordinance 25-14, the request of Kelly Roy to rezone from transitional commercial C4 to limited commercial C1A, attractive land totaling 0.07 acres located at 632 Oxford Street, Dalton, Georgia, parcel 12-238-03-031.
Thank you, Madam Mayor and Council. This request is a bit more challenging. This property itself has quite a hardship in the fact that it's so small. It's very narrow in size, very limited in terms of building setbacks, no matter what this property is developed for. But the petitioner did request a rezoning from C4 to C1A. And the primary difference between these two zone districts is that C1A would permit residential development of the subject property. However, again, the limitations of the subject property will likely prove to be a challenge no matter what its zoning is. We did, however, recommend that the rezoning can be approved, given that it is a very limited zone district in what it would permit, and there are some single-family residences across the street and diagonal to the subject property, as well as the C1A zone district throughout this area. Staff recommended approval. Planning Commission recommended approval, and we heard no opposition at the public hearing.
All right, any questions or comments of Ethan?
Ethan, I'm trying to orient myself. Where's Hamilton Street? I mean, I know it's not on this drawing, but is it to the right there?
Should be to the right and yes.
Oh, that's Windstream. Okay. So it's behind the Lutheran Church?
Believe so, yes, sir. Just to the north there is the old downtowner that has been renovated.
Yeah.
And the Windstream building, I believe, is near there.
What's presently on the site?
Nothing. Currently undeveloped. And they're limited to about a 10-foot wide. I think their building width is extremely limited because of the setbacks and the narrowness of the property.
Okay.
Do you know what their plans are for the property?
Petitioner stated no plans at this time. The most likely and best case scenario for this property, of course, that's a private matter, would be for it to be sold and combined with another adjacent property to create a more viable opportunity.
But it would have a different zoning, right?
It would if it's rezoned. But those zone districts are compatible so that if there's a commercial use and office use, things to that nature, there wouldn't be any conflict.
Okay. We'll vote on at our next meeting. Are there any other questions or comments of Ethan? If not, thank you.
Thank you.
Item number 18, Dalton Police Department Fire Alarm Monitoring Agreement with Johnson Controls. Chief?
We've all been looking forward to this evening, 18. This is a agreement between the Dalton Police Department and Johnson Controls for the fire alarm monitoring system for our new property and evidence building. City attorney has worked closely with the vendor here to iron out as many of the wrinkles as we could in the contract so we could go ahead and get our certificate of occupancy and move forward with the inhabiting the new structure there for our property and evidence building. This is a annual contract, $750, and the funding is already available within our budget this year to cover the cost of this monitoring service.
Any questions or comments of Chief Kason? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve. Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thanks, Chief. There's no other supplemental business or announcements to my knowledge. I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
A motion and a second. No discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?